for joining me right here on the Captain's Show. As we do another Net Drive Time rant, we're going to talk a little bit today about why I truly believe that Verge coin will be used far more by the public sector or by the private sector than Bitcoin will be. And so we're going to talk a little bit today about the differences between Bitcoin and Verge coin and why I believe it'll truly be, let's face it, Bitcoin's here to stay for the most part. It's a pretty solid cryptocurrency. It is the original of the cryptocurrencies. But it does have its drawbacks. And I think Verge coin, especially with just the constant development to it, Verge coin is really starting to position itself as, in my view, the coin of the future. It's community driven. The main developer named Sunarok on Twitter and on YouTube as well. He had a great idea for a cryptocurrency that would be better than, I personally believe, better than Bitcoin. And I'm a huge fan of Bitcoin. Believe me, I don't take anything away from Bitcoin. Nothing away from Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a phenomenal cryptocurrency. It's a tremendous exchange of, in my view, a lot of value. It is slow. It's rock solid, though. But it is slow. It's not something you could use for daily purchases. From what I understand, they were working on a Lightning network. I don't know exactly how all that's going to work. I haven't really dove into it. So, voting for Trump again in 2020. Well, good for you, my friend. Personally, I think Trump is maybe not as bad as Obama, but he's still pretty bad. He's got all the Trumpers thinking that they're taking home more money through this tax cut, but the reality is Trump is going to cause more inflation than even Obama could do. So who cares if Obama's a Muslim? No one gives a rat's ass. What I care about is the fact that Obama literally doubled the national debt. Obama borrowed more fiat currency than all 43 presidents before him combined. And Trump is about to double that. So, he'll save you some money directly in taxes, but you'll be spending it in higher prices. Because he's just borrowing money. It's a wash. In fact, I'd say it's worse than a wash because he's on track to borrow more money than Barack Obama did. Now, is it his fault? Let's face it, he is the president, he is in charge, so yeah, he's at fault. We should be abolishing the Federal Reserve, and Trump is doing nothing to abolish the Federal Reserve. So I don't care whether your name's Donald Trump or Barack Obama. If you're not working towards abolishing the Federal Reserve, then you're not changing anything. You're just playing with people's emotions and dividing the nation into Democrats and Republicans, the left and the right. And that's just a reality. Barack Hussein Obama is his real name. So what? If that's his real name, who cares? What I care about is, did he do anything to take power away from the central bankers? No, he did nothing to take power away from the central bankers. Anyways, this is a completely different topic. That's not what this stream is going to be about. You got me off on a tangent now. So let's get back to the topic at hand. Why do I believe Verge coin will be better than Bitcoin? Well, let's explain it to you this way. So Bitcoin has a maximum supply of 21 million. It's a great thing to have a maximum supply. However, that maximum supply is such a small amount that the value of the coin is going to be exorbitantly high. So that's a good thing on one side. That's why I'm saying it could be a great store of tremendous value. I think Bitcoin is something you would buy your home with, or you would buy a yacht with. It'd be a better exchange of larger value. However, it's not a daily driver coin, and it's not even positioning itself to be a daily driver coin. If you want a daily driver coin, you need a coin whose real value in today's dollars could be anywhere between $1 and, let's say, $100 per coin. In my view, that would be a great daily driver. In fact, I could even take it from $1 all the way up to maybe $1,000, but I think $1 to $100 in that range would be a great daily driver. I think Verge coin at some point in time can definitely do that. And it's got 16.5 billion coins as a maximum supply. So that's going to make it a lot more difficult for the price to go up into the Bitcoin territory. But $100 for Verge coin in 10 years from now or 5 years from now, I think is very doable. And I think that makes Verge coin a much better prospect for daily driver. On top of that, it's almost instantaneous transaction times. I mean, you literally blink your eyes, and I've sent my Verge coin from my wallet to your wallet. No banks needed. It'll eliminate banks. The other big benefit to Verge coin is the fact that when you go to send your coins, Wraith Protocol will open up, and Wraith Protocol will ask you, do you want to send these coins on the public ledger where it can be read? Or do you want to send these coins on the private ledger to keep your transaction private where nobody can read it? And so it gives you that option. And there's very real-world applications for a public ledger and a private ledger. Bitcoin only has a public ledger. And so, for example, yes, and we get the idea. A private ledger, the only people that'll use that are people selling drugs and guns and doing illegal things. Sure. That's absolutely the case. However, there are real-world, above-board applications that you would want to use the private ledger for as well. For example, when you're doing business expenses, you want to keep your business expenses on the public ledger so you have a detailed, clear, permanent record that cannot be manipulated in any way, shape, or form, not by the government, not by central bankers, and certainly not by you. And so any of your business expenses, anything you need to write off, you would put on the public ledger. If you're an engineer and you're developing a farm tractor that's going to revolutionize the farming industry, and you don't want any of your competing engineers to know the parts and the pieces that you're buying in order to build this new revolutionary tractor, you're going to want to buy those parts and pieces on the private ledger. So there are real-world applications for wanting a choice between public ledger and private ledger. Bitcoin only offers you a public ledger. Verge coin has both a public ledger and a private ledger. Hey man, listen. That's, you're going to have to tune in for another episode where I'll talk about the left and Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and all that. But I can tell right away from your comments that you're definitely a Trumper. And so you're a statist. You are a statist. You are a statist just like the liberals are. You do nothing to want to eliminate the Federal Reserve. And unless you want to eliminate the Federal Reserve, there's nothing really to talk about because everything's going to stay the same. Now, you may be manipulated into thinking things are going to change. Lower taxes. Sounds fantastic. Second Amendment protection. Sounds fantastic. But the reality is, while Donald Trump lowered your taxes, he also is on track to borrow more money than Barack Obama borrowed. Well, that causes inflation. So what you saved in taxes, you're going to spend more than that when the prices start going through the roof. And you can't keep borrowing money like that and not expect the prices to go through the roof because they absolutely will. So you're just being manipulated. Trumpsters, the Republicans, and the Hillary supporters, even the Bernie supporters, there isn't one of them, not one of them that wants to abolish the private central bank. Not one of them. Bullshit, Trump will keep inflation down. Who the fuck are you kidding? Trump is borrowing more money than Barack Obama borrowed. Barack Obama borrowed more money than the 43 presidents before him combined borrowed. He literally doubled what the 43 presidents before him, the debt that they accumulated. Barack Obama doubled that, all on his own. And now Donald Trump is set to double that, and probably even more. So don't give me that shit that, Trump is going to reduce inflation. That's an insane thing to say. You obviously have no clue about central banking or the real powers that pull the puppet strings. And Donald Trump, even though he's not a selected one, which he may be, but I don't believe he is, he's still controlled and he's beholden to the central banks. And he's not even talking about auditing the Federal Reserve. So this whole idea that Trump is any different, he's not any different. He's a statist. And the other thing that worries me about Trump is all for the police. Trump he looks at police as if they're heroes. These are power-hungry, sycophantic, psychotic nut jobs with badges, guns, a 5-year-old temper, and totally unaccountable for their own actions. And those are the people that Trump are calling heroes. And hey, you support the police and the military. Well, then I got a problem with you, okay? I don't support the police or the military. I support peacekeepers. If the police were so good, they should be privatized, and communities should be able to hire their own security forces for their own communities, and be able to fire those security forces if they get out of line. Donald Trump, and of course you, support police that are completely out of line. They're not there to serve and protect the people. They're there to serve and protect the state. And the people will die if they don't obey. It's pay and obey. The cops are the good guys. Yeah, okay. I just had a buddy that spent 2 years in prison because the cops decided he was a bad guy because they wanted to they figured it was more important to enforce the laws of a handful of tyrant politicians than to protect my friend's freedom and liberty to grow pot. He was peaceful, he didn't create a victim, yet the police feel it's more important to enforce a man-made law than it is to protect a citizen's freedoms and liberties. So bullshit. Fuck the police. I don't support the police. And I feel bad for a lot of the military. The military people should be here to be ready for battle if there was an invasion. But we're not. Our military are literally just sent overseas to fight in wars, bankers' wars, that we have no business being in. I don't know what you just wrote, bro. Well, I mean, it is what it is, bro. I could never be a cop, okay? I would get fired. Now, if I were a cop, I could easily, without any questions, go after rapists, murderers, thieves, people who assault others, muggers, fraudsters, anybody that creates a victim. But the second my boss tells me to go arrest somebody or give somebody a ticket for jaywalking or for smoking pot or for, I would look at my boss and I'd go, really? Is there a victim anywhere? Hey, that's your job. Enforce this law. I'd say, fuck that law. I'm not going to go ruin that person's life because he's sitting on the fucking sidewalk peacefully smoking a joint. And I'd get fired. Okay? Why? Because I feel that cops' jobs should be to serve and protect the freedoms and liberties of peaceful people, not to enforce the rules and diktats of tyrants running around calling themselves politicians. Good for you. You don't smoke pot or do drugs. Good for you. That's probably a good thing. But it's not a criminal thing. If you were to pick up a joint and smoke it, I would not come arrest you. Because I would feel that your freedom and liberty to do that is far more important than to enforce some tyrant's English instrument, a written fucking instrument that says pot is prohibited. I don't give a fuck what that piece of paper says that pot is prohibited. If there's not a victim, fuck it, I'm not going to be a cop and I'll get fired. That's the difference. Whereas the people that you support, they will gladly go and arrest that peaceful person that has not harmed anybody. Now, in that case, you tell me who the cop is serving and protecting. Are they serving and protecting peaceful people, or are they serving and protecting and doing the work of tyrants running around, parading around, calling themselves politicians? So you answer me that question. I hope she does get arrested. That's bullshit that she's not arrested. That's another fucking thing. Cops have no problem arresting you for smoking pot because they got the balls to do it. But for some reason, these people that you support, the cops that you say are heroes, they're too cowardly to go and arrest Hillary, and she should absolutely be fucking arrested. She should have been arrested day one when they found out that she had those classified documents on a private server. Yet not one cop stood up and said, I'm going to arrest that bitch. Because they're fucking cowards. They protect and serve the state. And you're under the illusion that they're there to protect and serve you. Look at another road pirate here, stealing money from somebody who was probably going 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. It's such bullshit to see that happen. Robbing money from people that worked for it. It's insane. And no, I don't support that kind of bullshit at all. At all. Anyways, we got off topic again. Let's get back to Vergecoin. So Vergecoin has much faster transaction times than Bitcoin. In fact, it's so fast that it could absolutely be used as a daily driver coin, buying bread, paying for gas, paying your electric bill, buying clothes, buying food, whatever the case may be. You can't really do that with Bitcoin because Bitcoin can take a while to be confirmed. And so, but Vergecoin you can do that with. Very, very fast transaction times. It's a rock solid blockchain. They're going to have smart contracts being added to the blockchain, so that's going to be an option as well. Now, the Verge blockchain is silky smooth, and it's constantly getting better. Sonarok and the other developers that are on his team are doing a tremendous job continually improving the Verge blockchain. And yeah, Vergecoin's going to knock it out of the park, man. I say within 5 to 10 years, you're going to see Vergecoin be, in my view, one of the main cryptocurrencies that the majority of people will be using to exchange value. Another coin, Digibyte. I think Digibyte's going to, but Digibyte is only a public blockchain or a public ledger. So I think it's going to be used. It's very, very fast, very smooth, very reliable, very cheap to send as well. So I think Digibyte's going to be another really good one. There's another one that is a long way off from being a popular coin, but the team has they buckled down and they're building this coin out. It's called Dimecoin, and it's still very, very cheap. I think it's like 0.00004 or 5 of a penny. So not even 1/1000th of a penny. And you can get a shitload of those. And if that coin ever hits 10 cents or even $1, fuck, forget about it. But Dimecoin also has very, very fast transactions. And it's currently being developed. It has the Windows wallets, the Linux wallets, and I want to say, I think the Mac wallet's done, but don't hold me to that. I gotta go look. But I do know the Android wallet is in testnet. I did see a video of one of the testers using it. It was very, very fast, but it is in testnet, so they're still obviously doing a full run test on that before they release the Android wallet. And I think they've already started on the Apple wallet as well. So we're still a little ways away from Dimecoin becoming prominent, but the way the team's working and how fast they're working on building out that blockchain and the wallets, And they've already got some partnerships. I think you're going to see Dime Coin eventually become a very popular coin. So the day is coming quickly when you will walk into a store and the US dollar will be done and you'll be greeted with, which of your favorite cryptocurrencies would you like to pay with today? And you'll be able to look at your multiple currency wallet. Could be your Coinami wallet, could be the Ethos wallet when it comes out, whatever. And you're going to say, I'm going to use Verge coin today. And you'll pay with Verge coin. Or I'm going to use Dime coin today. And you'll pay in Dime coin. Or I'm going to use Digibyte. And you'll pay in Digibytes. Or Bitcoin. Or Litecoin. So there's really, the governments and the central banks are right now trying to develop their own cryptocurrencies. The problem is cryptocurrencies were developed with the idea of decentralizing these currencies so no one can just print more of them. And of course, central banks are trying to develop centralized currencies, which totally defeats the purpose of blockchain technology. Of course, they're trying to do anything they can to hold on to power, but oh, hey, bro, you can stay in the stocks, but just remember, all those stocks are backed by the US dollar. And that US dollar will collapse. It will absolutely collapse. Susan's in the house, finally! I haven't talked to Susan in ages. Susan, what's up? So I just finished another beautiful day serving some of the finest cannabis in the entire state of Arizona to some of the finest and most enlightened patients in the entire state of Arizona. I'm doing well, Susan, doing well. Waiting for my Facebook ban to be over with. So I figured I'd stream live right here on YouTube instead, which I really should start building up this account. Start doing more cannabis shows. Am I coming to WrestleMania? No, I will not be at WrestleMania. Stocks too much anymore, man. We have our stock, which is our MPX stock, which is continually going up, but other than that, I don't play in stocks anymore, man. I'm all crypto. Fuck that. Anything that's in US dollar, I want nothing to do with it. I don't want anything in any fiat currency. And these central banks that are trying to develop these centralized cryptocurrencies, they don't understand what the power and the purpose of blockchain technology was. It was to decentralize and take power away from the central bankers. So, the Rothschilds and the governments of the world, they can all work on creating their own centralized currencies. The reality is, they're going to have a hard time getting people to use those currencies. And they can't stop a decentralized currency. It's completely decentralized. What are you going to do? There is no server room to go and hunt down and shut it down. The bankers, their days are numbered. Their days are numbered. Fiat currency's on its way out. The only way of stopping cryptocurrencies, decentralized cryptocurrencies, is a nuclear war that wipes out every computer on the face of the earth and all the electricity. And that's the only way to really stop decentralized cryptocurrencies. And of course that's not going to happen. So of course, hey, never say never with these psychopaths. These central bankers are complete fucking nut jobs, man. Complete and utter fucking nut jobs. Make no mistake about that. They are utter nut jobs. Susan's having sleeping problems. Susan, man, I wish I knew somebody up there. I used to, but my buddy moved to Florida. And he was a great grower, too. He had some good stuff. But he's moved to Florida. I guess he's getting ready to enter into a partnership down there for a marijuana dispensary. So, am I still wrestling these days? Once in a blue moon, man. But no, not very much. Not very much at all. Denny's here and get a bite to eat. I'm so freaking hungry, man. Of course, when I park at Denny's, I'm going to blaze up first. I got some nice shatter here to blaze up. I got some, my shatter that I'm going to smoke right before I eat is called Apricot Helix. It's really a tremendous strain of cannabis. Very, very sativa dominant. And not only is it very sativa dominant, it's got a tremendous terpene profile. Tremendous flavor. It tastes like apricots. It's a strain of cannabis that literally tastes like apricots. I can't explain it. Can't explain it. All right, guys. Till next time, I'm out. Peace. Susan, I miss you. We got to chat. All right. Later, homies.